Good Tuesday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams. Glad that you are with me tonight. We're going to look at some election results here tonight on BCP Live as the results are in, the unofficial results are in. That's what they're tabbed until they're certified for other things a little bit later on. Thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate everyone giving an opportunity to look in tonight. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. If I can find the button there it is. Election results from Bryan County. If you are just now tuning in, we're just getting things started tonight on BCP Live. I want to say thanks, by the way, to all of our sponsors, and we have so many sponsors for the Bryan County Patriot. Really quickly, I do want to say thank you to folks at Pro Image, as well as Castile's Tire, Friends of the Library, Holmes Coffee Murray Funeral Home, DW's in Calera, KTC, Kaimichi Technology Center, Modern Abstract, Shelburne Heating and Air, Texoma Engraving, and Woodman Life. So let's look really quickly now as these results. Now, they are deemed to be unofficial, but we're going to look anyway and see what the numbers are that have come in. So from Ashley, Board of Trustees, 4-year terms. These are 4-year terms. And for 2 of the spots that are open, there were 3 people running. So you had the opportunity to vote for 2, and you're going to have to forgive me right off the bat. Now, as a broadcaster, by the way, I broadcast sports. But as a broadcaster of sports generally, I'll take the time to look through a lineup, and I'll go find somebody who knows the pronunciation of all the players on the rosters on both teams and the coaches and things like that. Didn't have the opportunity to do that. So if I mispronounce a name, please forgive me, but I can read it as well as possible. Rhonda Howry with 56 votes. Billy Hughes with 47 votes. Now, those 2 are elected to serve on the Board of Trustees for a 4-year term. And for the unexpired term, which someone else is going to be filling in, looks like that person will be Shana Howard with 42 votes over David Connor. That is in Ashley. We move on to Bennington now. Seats on the Board of Trustees in Bennington. 3 people running for 2 seats, and the people who have gotten the most votes there in Bennington, Sheila Pierce with 8 votes, Amy Buford, 7 votes, and those 2 will be serving on the Board of Trustees in Bennington. Moving on to Calera now. Calera for the Board of Trustees has 3 seats available. 2 seats available, 3 people who are running there. Chuck Townsend with 101 votes, Brenton Rucker with 65 votes have been elected. Again, these numbers unofficial to serve on the Calera Board of Trustees. In Colbert on the Board of Trustees, 1 seat up for grabs, and Willie Hokett with 105 votes will be unofficially elected to serve for office number 4. And Durant, council member from Ward number 1, and I did skip something. We'll go back to it here in just a second. Council member Ward number 1, Humphrey Joe Miller defeated the incumbent Jerry Tomlinson 452 to 252. Let me move back now to the one other thing that was on here that was not something that involved a council member or a Board of Trustees seat, and that was the proposition, the 5% tourism tax to be added to the cost in hotels in Calera. 5% tourism tax passed big time. 85+% with 101 of 118 votes cast in Calera, and that is how that went down there. So there is a look at the Bryan County election numbers. Again, we consider those numbers to be unofficial until certified by the election board. So that is a look at what those things are not. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for watching tonight. Hi, Jace. Glad you're watching tonight as well. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. Those election numbers coming in, we do try to get those in. If we have the opportunity to go live, please check them out. The numbers are available there on the website, bryancountypatriot.com. I do have just a couple other things. Not a long show tonight. I did want to talk about something a little bit later on, maybe at the end. I don't know how long folks are going to want to watch that, but interesting development in Alva. If you are a volleyball fan, Southeastern Volleyball, and I know I've talked about it a few times. Tough season this year, 2-8 overall record. They're in Alva tonight, and they have taken Northwestern to set number 5 in this. And anything can happen. Once you get into a 5th set, then anything can happen. So I want to give a shout out to the Southeastern volleyball team, the 6th seed out of the West on the road against the 3 seed out of the West in the Great American Conference. This is live right now, and Southeastern just scored another point. The Savage Storm up 7-4 right now in a 5th set over Northwestern. So I hope to stick around long enough here to at least get you a final score on that. Yes, Seth Dutton, I see that, and I have been monitoring that one closely. I have the opportunity to broadcast for the GAC as well. You know, I do broadcast sports. That's your drinking game, by the way, in case you're new to the channel here. But I'll be on the road wherever the tournament is, and wouldn't it be neat? Wouldn't it be neat to get to call Southeastern in the GAC Final Four and then in the championship? So that's cool. Anyway, Storm up 7-4 on Northwestern in the 5th set. That is amazingly cool. Shout out Jeff Shelburne. Man, I was thinking about you today. By the way, I believe we did. Did we just a moment ago? Yes, we did. Shelburne Heating and Air, one of our great sponsors on the Bryan County Patriots. So shout out to Jeff Shelburne and Seth. Of course, Seth, we're monitoring Southeastern. 8-4 now is the score. Southeastern with a lead over Northwestern. So props to that. Okay, we did give election results a little bit earlier, and I do want to go back and look at, of course, we talked about that. If you're just tuning in, election results are in from Ashley. And again, I did want to say, if I mispronounce a name, and if you're watching tonight and I do not pronounce your name right, generally I will get a roster and we'll go over it. Did not have that chance. I've just seen these names in print. I'm sorry. So Rhonda Howery, Billy Hughes, and Ashley winning the 4-year term seats on the Board of Trustees and filling the unexpired term for the Board of Trustees, Shana Howard for Ashley. In Bennington, Sheila Pierce and Amy Buford filling out actually winning the seats on the Board of Trustees. In Calera, Board of Trustees, Chuck Townsend, Brenton Rucker getting enough votes there. In Colbert, for the Board of Trustees, 1 seat available, Willie Hokett winning that. And in Durant, council member from Ward number 1, Humphrey Miller will be the new council member in Ward number 1 in Durant. And, of course, the Proposition 5% tourism tax. I would be interested, by the way, to hear what you all think about that. I have just a little bit of time tonight. We do want to monitor, again, Southeastern and Northwestern. Southeastern up 9-4 in the 5th set. And, by the way, let me let you know, this would be a huge upset. And that's with no disrespect to Southeastern. I've been watching the Storm play all year long. They have been like this close to having just a really solid season. I think they've done great, but this would be a big upset in the Great American Conference Volleyball Tournament. Southeastern on a 3-0 run right now. Make it a 4-0 run, up 10-4 now in Alva. They need to get 15 points in the 5th set to win, 5 points away from an upset, big upset in Alva. Robert, hey, glad you and Jamie are watching tonight. I was thinking about you all recently. I've seen your faces pop up on my Facebook page a couple times, so I hope you guys are doing well. Wait, Brandy, I broadcast sports? I mean, who knew? Who knew? What do you think? I realize this is a county-wide thing, but it was an election specifically for Calera. What do you all think? I don't know. It gives the opportunity. I think there may be more hotels that show up in Calera too, by the way. You want to talk about a county that's growing? Our county is growing. I mean, it is absolutely huge growing. And we've talked about it before. We're not going to go off too far on it tonight. But, for instance, in Durant, we're outgrowing our roads. And I'm sorry, this no political statements here. We're outgrowing our roads in Durant. I mean, that could be up for debate. I don't know how, but that just means there's growth in this town and throughout the county. I mean, Silo growing, Calera growing, Colbert growing. You want to talk all over Bryan County? We are growing. What do you think about that 5% tax there in Calera? Voted and passed by a wide margin. So, all right. 2 points scored for Northwestern after Southeastern went up 11-4, so it's 11-6 now. Southeastern 4 points away, and it's 11-7. So Northwestern on a 3-0 scoring run right now. 11-7 in the 5th set in Alva right now. We're going to stay on the air long enough to hopefully see Southeastern to a win. Anyway, around the Savage Storm, I mean, this is a big statement in the Great American Conference Tournament. So in Northwestern, no slouch. They've got a pretty good program that's being built up there in Alva with their new head coach. He's been there for a couple of years, but Fred Aubuchon does a great job with the Rangers in Northwestern. A couple more things too while we're watching the Southeastern story develop. Anyone have any? If you don't have any statement about the 5%, that's fine. I think it's a good thing. The 5% tourism tax on hotel bills will be going to help with financing for the Calera Police Department, Calera Fire Department, and some other areas there. So some of the other governmental things that are going on. Anyway, that did pass tonight. Southeastern softball swept the season series with East Central with a couple of wins today. And in local baseball, how about this? Let's go to some local baseball really quickly. Calera is ranked number 1. These are some rankings in the OSSAA. Calera is ranked number 1 in Class 2A in, let me see, which district is it? District 4. Calera is ranked number 1, 17-2 overall. I found this to be very interesting, though. Silo is ranked number 2 in District 2A8. Silo's ranked number 2. Now, let me throw these numbers out here for you, and something seems a little bit fishy. Sorry, it does. Silo is 21-2, ranked 2nd in the district behind Howe, who is 13-2. Silo got 6 first-place votes. Howe got 1. And Silo still ranked 2nd behind Howe by 1 point. And first-place votes mean you get more points. So if you got 6 of them, you'd think it's almost automatic. Somebody left Silo off the voting. That's really the only way that can happen. 1 or 2 people left Silo completely out of the voting, and they didn't get those points. And you don't, seriously, if a team's 21-2, you don't rank them 7th out of 8 teams or 8 out of 8 teams. So that's a little fishy right there. But anyway, Silo's the 2nd-ranked team in District 2A8. I'd be interested to see Silo and Howe in the playoffs then, and we'll see how that all turns out. So anyway, Southeastern scored a couple more points here, up 13-8 now. Southeastern needs to get to 15. We're going to stay live here on BCP Live until this 5th set comes to a conclusion. Southeastern 2 points away from a victory in set number 5. It's now 13-9. Northwestern got a point. So now you might hear the dogs in the background there. Hi, Dottie. Glad you're watching tonight. Appreciate that. Was curious about the 5% there. I did have a story to tell, and I'm kind of waiting to see where Southeastern is in all this because I didn't want to interrupt myself with in the middle of the Southeastern Northwestern match. But I experienced something recently here in Bryan County, and there's a lot going on, and so this is not a political statement. But there's a lot going on that it seems like, politics get into everything. And they don't have to, but it seems like they get into. Southeastern at match point now, 14-10 over Northwestern. This is in set number 5, match point. We deal with a lot of things. I mean, the phrase cancel culture has become a prominent part of things in 2021. And even mob mentality. And that was where I wanted to share something that I had experienced this past week. Even here in Bryan County, you think, that's a little weird. Are we doing that? And I realize that's not something everyone wants to talk about all the time or hear this. But I may share that story. We'll see. Northwestern scored another point. It's 14-11 now. Southeastern on top of Northwestern, still match point. The Storm need to get 1 more point. You have to win by 2 in volleyball. So Southeastern trying to get to 15. Match point over Northwestern. And I wish we had video going for that too. We don't. But this is, by the way, in the Great American Conference postseason tournament. So one or the other of these teams' season will either go on or come to an end tonight. With a win, the team will advance and play in the quarterfinals of the Great American Conference tournament. The other team, the season will come to an end because with the limited opportunities making it in the NCAA tournament following that. Even Northwestern with a decent season at the 3 seed in the GAC not going to make it, especially not in this central region. The central region is just brutal when it comes to volleyball. It is a very, very, it is, and I will say this, unreservedly, having watched it and experienced it now for the last decade, the Central region in the NCAA is the toughest region, bar none. No doubt about that. And so only generally the GAC gets one team in the playoffs every year, and that's the automatic bid. So anyway, 14-12 now. Southeastern still on top of Northwestern. Need to get that one more point before Northwestern ties it up to 14. So I have to win by 2. So 14-12, waiting for that point to come in. Central region's, well, and Seth has a point. Seth Dutton with a comment there. The Central region is loaded in almost every sport, period. And it is. I don't think there's any way around that. I think there's some folks out in the Southeast that might say, hey, listen, we have a claim out here, but I don't think it's enough. Volleyball, football, softball. Did I mention volleyball? Yes, I did. Baseball. I mean, these are some. The Central region is just it's the toughest place in the country in Division II. Waiting for that last, I don't know if somebody called a timeout or what, waiting for that point to come in one way or the other. We're going to stick it out here. Bryan County Patriot Live, giving you election results here on the Tuesday night and following the Southeastern Savage Storm in the GAC volleyball tournament. So, haven't had one of these live nights like this in a while. Everybody doing all right? So are you still where you are, by the way? The wind blowing in, timeout was called. That's what I expected. Wind blowing in today. We got a new swing for the backyard. And, it was one of those things. I got to put it together. It came through Amazon. Northwestern scored another points, 14-13, getting tight in Alva. And so Mrs. Patriot ordered a swing through Amazon. So we got a swing. So it was one of those, 2-3 seat swings, depending on how big your backside is, I guess. So maybe for me, it's a 2-seat swing. I don't know. Anyway, and so I put it together, got it up there in the backyard, enjoying our swing. And each of the last 2 days, it's still down right now. Each of the last 2 days, the wind has blown it over. So that south wind has just been absolutely brutal for my swing. And Northwestern has tied it up at 14. Well, folks, it does not get any closer than this. So it's going to go. This is the equivalent then of overtime in volleyball when you're going to go past 15. One team or the other is going to win, and it's going to take more than 15 points now. So Northwestern at home, fighting for their playoff lives, making a run here, and now have match point themselves. They're up 15-14 on Southeastern. Wow, this would be a tough loss if Southeastern does fall tonight. Did take it to 5 sets, though, so we'll see. So Northwestern is serving now and up 15-14, waiting to see how it comes down. I don't know. And Northwestern got the point. It was 16-14, so Southeastern women's volleyball team falls tonight in Alva in 5 sets to the number 3 seed, the Northwestern Rangers, and Northwestern scored the final 6 points to come away with a victory. That, I got to tell you though, folks, man, that's tough. I'm really sad. That is tough. But what a game, what a match by Southeastern to get it to 5 sets and to be able to get a lead like that and really take it literally down to the wire and beyond. Taking Northwestern to 16-14. But I appreciate everybody sticking around and letting us talk about Southeastern volleyball here. Brandy, I think that was one of the things too. I had an allergic reaction on Saturday that I don't have allergies per se. I mean, I generally don't have allergic reactions, and I think I got it. I think it was a combination of things. But man, it's brutal. And if it affects me allergic or allergy wise, I know it's tough because I generally just don't get those things at all. But yeah, I don't know what's blowing. Whatever it is, it's coming in from Texas. So no, it's not that volunteer team, but thank you, Ben, for checking that out. And how you doing, Ben? We're being watched, by the way, Bryan County Patriot Live being watched in the Eastern time zone right now. So a shout out to Ben. Thanks for watching tonight. All right. We have our election results in. We've talked all the way through Southeastern. Unfortunately, the Savage Storm come up with a loss tonight in volleyball. I will say this, though, and Seth, if you're still watching, man, this team the potential for this team is really, really big. Southeastern has a great volleyball future, and we definitely need to support our Southeastern Savage Storm. All right. One more time for anybody still watching. Let's give those Election Day results. Look at those one more time. Ashley, Rhonda Howery, Billy Hughes, Shana Howard. In Bennington, Sheila Pierce, Amy Buford. In Calera, Chuck Townsend, Brenton Rucker. The proposition for the 5% tourism tax passed big time. In Colbert, Willie Hokett, and in Durant, Humphrey, Joe Miller. So that's a look at some Election Day results. Thanks for watching tonight. We will definitely be on again next Tuesday night, and then April's going to be a little bit touch and go, but we'll definitely. And I have a couple more great guests that we're just trying to lock up the time. Lots more local businesses to talk about, and I do want to say thank you again to all of our sponsors, that have been a part of this. And those sponsors include new sponsor, by the way, Remax Land Division here in Durant, as well as Alliance Health, Corner Drug, the Country Framer, Gordon Funeral Home, Heartbeat Realty, KFC, Shamrock Bank, Taco Mayo, it's Taco Tuesday night, Waffle Shop, as well as Workout Anytime, Studeville Chevrolet, Omnicare 365, Why We Care, which is something that Susan Chalk has going on, apart from Tex Home Engraving. We need to talk with her about that. Cherokee Communications, the Durant Riding Club, the Pro Rodeo is coming up, and it's a PRCA Pro Rodeo this year, and SNL Collision Center. Thanks to everybody for watching tonight. Thanks for stopping by. We will be on next Tuesday night and talk about some more things, and we'll see which guest we're able to lock up then for Tuesday night. But lots more local businesses to talk about. In the meantime, let me remind you, 1, be wise. Be wise. 2, walk in love. Doesn't hurt anything to walk in love. Walk in love. And 3, do not walk in fear. So many reasons, so many excuses to walk in fear. The national media is giving you opportunity every day to walk in fear. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't walk in fear. All right? Be wise, walk in love, do not walk in fear, and God bless you all. Thank you for stopping by here on this Tuesday night. We will see you next Tuesday night at 9. Ben, thanks for watching, man. Say hi to that pretty girl out there in Florida, too. And, y'all have a good night.